Hello, love. How are you?
Hey, good morning. How are you? It's a
Let,
pleasure to talk to you.
let me just tell you, honey, I was looking at your picture going, all right now, fine old thing right here. And my God, you look like you're 20. I mean, and you're,
I mean, listen, good black don't crack.
I know that's right,
Yeah, I
honey.
am. Yeah, I am definitely knocking on 40's door.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I am. I am.
Wow.
But the thing is, I don't let anything stress me out. So
Well, that's a beautiful
that's just a
thing. And I can
secret.
tell by looking
Yeah.
at you. All right, Sasha, be good. All right. So I wanted to talk to attorney Tyrone Blackburn. When I heard about Tiny and Ti, sexual assault, sex trafficking, abuse, drugging, these are victims that are accusing Tiny and Ti, and attorney Tyrone Blackburn is representing these women. First of all, Tyrone, how were you contacted by the ladies, or was it just one victim?
So I was contacted because my information was posted on social media. So they reached out through that medium. They saw my number and they all called me.
Attorney Tyrone, what was it about that phone call, listening to this victim, that you said, I got to take this case?
Well, each victim is different, right? So the clients are not a monolith. And I try to approach them as individuals because they are individuals.
Hmm.
Their stories were extremely touching. The amount of detail that they can remember, dating back in some instances 15 years,
Mm.
the impact that it's had on their lives, the manner in which you can hear the emotion in their voices, and the corroborating evidence that they had. The fact that they had witnesses who were willing to speak to me. The fact that they, some of them, went to seek medical attention and they were willing to provide me with that information. The fact that some of them has photos from the time, from actually being in the space and being there that day, right?
Right.
So, for me, it wasn't a matter of second guessing or even questioning whether or not I would take their case. It was just a matter of how I'm going to proceed and what is most comfortable for them.
Right now, Attorney Tyrone, how many women have stepped forward that you are now representing to go against Tiny and Ti?
So it's 9 women,
What?
and they're all over the country.
Hmm.
You have one of them that's in Texas. You have one that's in Washington State that just reached out a week ago. There are a few that are in Georgia, and then there's one that's in Ohio.
When you start talking about sexual assault, sex trafficking, abuse, drugging, can you break that down for me? Sexual assault, the definition is what?
So sexual assault is having sex with someone without their consent. That can be anything from groping, penetrating, drugging, and raping. All those. I mean, so here's the thing, right? You can't have a situation where an individual can say yes,
Uh huh.
and then they say no at the very, very last minute, and then you proceed anyway, and that's sexual assault,
Got it.
right? You can have a situation. So if you want to look at statute that I'm looking at, it's the TVPA, right? The Trafficking and Violence Protection Act, which is a federal statute that I think a lot of these cases fall under. I mean, and, these incidences occurred in multiple different states.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, each state has their own statutes of limitations. Like, for instance, the new woman that came forward, her case started in Nevada. Nevada has a 20-year statute of limitations. That happened in 2010. So right now I'm working with her and the investigators in that state to corroborate her story and to interview her and to file charges. And then you have states like California where there is no statute of limitations. And then you have the state of Georgia where I think it's about 15 years. If I'm not mistaken, I don't quote me on that.
Right.
But, under the TVPA, the civil statute is 10 years. So it's a lot of factors that has to be taken into consideration when dealing with all of these women's cases.
Attorney Tyrone, I got to tell you, this is just mind blowing hearing these two people being involved in something like this. Did the women say that both Tiny and Ti were present?
Yes, they did. They did. Yes. Actually, the victims all said that Tiny was the one that initiated the contact. So Tiny would be the one to lure them in. Tiny would be the one to give them the drink, right? Their first drink, whether it's Patron. A lot of times it was Patron. or some other type of drink, right? And after they drank whatever it is that Tiny provided to them, their body started feeling numb. They start hallucinating. They start seeing things in 3D,
Mm.
and they lose control over their ability to make sound decisions for themselves.
Mm.
And then after that, that's when Ti comes in, right? So Ti comes in afterwards, offers them Molly, offers them ecstasy, and offers them cocaine, forces them to take these things. And they said that, and you will hear from these women that they were unable to say yes or even to say no,
Right.
not being able to make any decisions for themselves. One woman informed me that they offered her something to eat and she couldn't even say yes or no or even articulate what she wanted. She just said that because they were eating something,
So was this
right?
a overnight?
Uh,
So was this a overnight thing, or was this at they're with them for days? What was this like?
for each woman is different now. You have the former intern that happened on her way back from Florida to Georgia, right? So she was 17.
Mm.
Tiny offered her a drink on the bus as a 30-year-old at the time. I believe she was 30, and that child, taking a cue from an adult, drank this alcoholic beverage and started feeling sick. Tiny says, "Oh well, take this pill to make you feel better." Hands her two
Mm.
pills. This child does not know what these pills are, but because an adult
Yep.
who she trusts hands it to her, swallows these two pills. Those two pills is Molly. So
Wow.
this child starts hallucinating, starts getting hot, starts sweating, starts going off. She then is instructed by Tiny to come to the back. "Oh, take off your top. If you're hot, it's going to make you cool down. It's going to make you feel better." So she listens. So she starts getting undressed. And then who comes into the room?
Mm.
Ti comes in, sits next to her. She starts throwing up. He's like, "Oh, you're throwing up all over my bus." The cleaning lady comes, starts cleaning up. This girl apologizes, passes out, and wakes up with blood dripping down her legs, butt naked on the bed next to two other interns.
Wow. Whew, just hearing that is,
Okay?
I mean, you're so descriptive, and I know you're speaking for them, so this is what they told you. Did any of these women, right after this incident, report it to the police then, or have they reported now?
So at the time, for a lot of them, they were threatened not to say anything.
Okay.
For instance, the one that was the young lady that's 17. She was again a child. So on her way home, they told her that they'll drop her home. An individual who was driving her was chastising her,
Mm.
telling her that she wants to make it in the industry, that she has to learn how to keep her fucking mouth shut. Excuse
Wow.
my language. Telling her, yeah, that's what he told her to do, and she listened, because she was afraid.
Wow.
And that's just that. She's a child. She doesn't know any better. This is an adult. He tells her to take a pill. The pill that she takes, unbeknownst to her, was a morning after pill. She
Oh
learned
my
that
God.
through talking to her aunt. So you
So
know
are these women going
that's
to file police charges against them?
so one. We are currently speaking to investigators
Okay.
in multiple jurisdictions.
Okay.
So they are handling that on the back end. For some of them, the state claims have all expired,
Mm-hmm.
but under the federal statute, it has not expired. So we are working with investigators federally, and a couple of states they have no statute of limitations for these types of crimes. So we're working with their police departments as well as their prosecutors' offices to get the women's statements and their witnesses and all that stuff right now.
So it's always the question, why now? Why you want to tell now? What, you trying to get some money, or you just trying to get into
No,
the
no
game?
one's asking for
Because
any
you
money.
know that's what comes out, right?
No one is asking for any money. No one asks for any money at all.
Wait
I've
a minute,
never
let's say that
requested a
again. Wait,
dollar.
wait, 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 because you said that too fast, Attorney Tyrone.
Okay.
Nobody is requesting money?
No one has requested a dollar. No one.
Hmm.
And again, let's be very clear. Clients are not a monolith. They're all individuals who all want different things. Um, so at the present time, no one has requested a dollar from Ti or Tiny. All they want is a criminal investigation to proceed and for criminal charges to be filed. That's it. If we come to a point where a handful of them chooses to change their mind or chooses to file a civil suit afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
then we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But at this present time, there is no desire to seek civil charges against them.
Has anyone on Tiny and Ti side, their legal team, reached out to you to try to work out anything?
Yes, at the beginning, when before the Times article was released, before I even had an opportunity to call and speak with the attorney, or even to make a legal appearance, his legal team reached out to me. I was unaware how they got my information, but I'm assuming that they received it from the post that was online. They called me to inquire on whether or not I'm representing Sabrina Peterson and any of the women, and I confirmed that I was, but I was in the process of doing my research on the claims that were made and ensuring that these women's stories are all corroborated. And at that time, they wanted to ensure that I was not speaking to any law enforcement, that the women were not speaking to any reporters, because according to them, they did not want this to quote unquote ruin their clients, right? And they wanted to make a deal with me in order to quash this. They wanted to know, what does the woman want, and that all I said to them was, everyone is not the same.
Mm-hmm.
All these women are not a monolith, as I said to you earlier. We will cross that bridge when we get there, but at this present time, there is no settlement demand or no settlement request.
Have the women since you've taken this case over, have they been contacted? Have they been threatened? Have they received anything like that since you took over?
Well, I don't want to answer that right now.
I got it. I understand. So for me, they have. But anywho, all right, if you need a great attorney, we've got him right here, Attorney Tyrone Blackburn. What's your website address?
It's T as in Tom, A as in Apple, Blackburn, BlackBurn, law.com.
All right, Tyrone, stay connected to me. Anything jump off, you gonna let me know first? I got your number, okay? You are amazing, and I really thank you for your time, okay?